In this video, I pick up this 71 F250, get it running, and take it for its first drive in 22 years.
Thank you for watching the TDC Hot Rods YouTube channel.
I picked up this old 71 F250, 3/4 ton two-wheel drive from my neighbor. According to the license plate and according to his memory, he hasn't driven it or licensed it since 01. It expired in 02. So it's been sitting for a hot minute. It's kind of a cool old truck. I've been trying to get it from him for quite a while, and we finally worked out a deal, and here the jewel is. She's a little rusty. She's got a little cancer down there. The floor pans are about gone. The interior is typical old interior. We got some nice, beautiful orange shag carpet here. Yeah, somebody's put a little patch panel there, but she got a hole all the way to the floor. But it's pretty great, pretty sweet. Got a 250 inline 6 and a 4-speed, manual steering with a nice death wheel on it. This old camper shell is pretty sweet, except, let me walk back there. The inside of it is hammered. This camper shell actually used to be my grandpa's, and I remember when it was on his old truck, but it's the moonroof got knocked out of it and it is rotted, so it's going in the trash. I'm not about to fix that. That thing is no bueno. But now the truck, we're gonna try to get it running. We're gonna get it running in this video, hopefully. So let's pop open the hood here. It's nice and crusty and spider webby. So it's got 250 inline 6 4-speed. Mice have got up in here, I think. Maybe not mice, but some kind of rodent has got up in here and chewed off the plug wires. At first I thought somebody took them, but that one's chewed off. The ends are all chewed off in there. But let's see if I can get it to move, if you guys can see. Oh no, it's not. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so that being said, I think she's gonna run. I got a battery for it, so we'll put a battery in it. I noticed the other day the fuel line is gone here, from there to there. So I'm gonna pull the cap and rotor off, get it all cleaned up. I got these plug wires that I jacked off of one of my other trucks. It was just a parts truck. And we're gonna check the points and rotor and make sure the inside of the cap looks decent. I don't have a key for it, so I'll have to just send battery power straight to the coil. Not a big deal. And then I'm gonna run a fuel line from here to a gas can and see if we can get this baby to run. But yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens. All right, so I didn't like how dirty it was, so I took a little vacuum and air nozzle to this, and didn't really help too much, but made it a little bit better. Got the old battery out, put a new one in. So we got a ignition switch right here. Not really, just kidding, key. Let's put some battery voltage to this thing. It's not on fire yet. And see if she turns over. All right, that's promising. Okay, well, what I did notice earlier was that wire is not in such good shape going to the starter, and this one doesn't feel super great either, and neither is the terminal very clean, but it turns over. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this cap off and make sure the rotor and the points look decent and get these spark plug wires put on, and we'll go from there, see what happens. Okay, so I pulled the cap and rotor off. Points are questionable, but hopefully they'll work. Got spark plug wires hooked up, put a little bit of two-stroke gas down the carb, and got this wire going to the coil. So I'm gonna hook the battery up and take this Zapper 1000 and see if I get some spark. See what happens. Hopefully we got spark. We got power going to the coil. Woo, Betsy! Yeah, it got me. Nice. All right. Okay. We got spark. It's not turned over super fast, which I'm pretty sure is because of them plug wires, but we put some good two-stroke fuel down the carb, and let's see if this thing will spit and sputter. Well, that's exciting. For let's me do the math. It's 22 years. That's pretty impressive, but it is old school. Got some points, and super simple. But that's super exciting. Okay, so since it fired up, I'm gonna run a fuel line from here to the gas can with a little bit of two-stroke in it, and we're gonna see if that carb's pukes everything out or if it'll stay running with some fuel going to it. So I'm gonna get that set up. All right, so I got a high-class fuel system here. Nice new fuel line. Double check the oil, make sure we're good on oil. Dump a little gas back to fill up the bowl of the car. We got a fuel filter here to see if the fuel pump starts working. So I'm gonna send some power to this thing and see if it'll fire up. See what happens. Should fire up. Okay. Well, we got fuel so much that it's coming out, this line is broke. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that fuel line, cut it down, and splice it in here. And hopefully that solves the problem. I did just barely hear some racket going on maybe in the bottom end. So I'm gonna check the oil again and make sure that we don't have some water in the oil situation. So let's see what it looks like. It's a little over full, but it actually doesn't look too bad, nor does it look like there's any water in there. So I'm gonna fix the fuel line and see what it does then. So got some new fuel line in there, still the old crusty filter, but it actually, dude, for being 22 years old, or it's probably older than that thing actually is not too crusty. So I'm gonna hook our nifty power switch up and see what it does again. Right before it was puking fuel out, it sounded like it wanted to idle with fuel in the carbs. So that'd be super awesome. I'm a little concerned at the engine noise that it's making, but hey, let's fire it up and see what happens. That's super exciting. She's not quite purring like a kitten, but I think with a little temperature in it, she'll run really good. Look at that. 22 years sitting. I haven't even touched the car except for dumping fuel in it. And she's doing pretty good. Well, sweet. Well, I want to drive it. I want to see what it'll do if I try to drive it. I guess I could have tested the clutch right there, but I need to put some good old water in there. And let's pop this baby open. Now, I'm a little nervous to look at this because I haven't touched the brake pedal yet. I don't know what it's going to look like in there. So let's open this up and see how screwed I am. Oh, no way. No way. That one's super low. I'm gonna add a little bit of brake fluid to that and put some water in here, and then we're gonna fire it up, make sure that we ain't got any more leaks again, let it get up to temperature. And we're gonna go take this thing for a drive. Oh, I gotta put a tire on it. Got a tire there and there. So I'm gonna put some brake fluid in it, some water, a tire, and then we're gonna go see if I gotta make a phone call to my dad to come and get us. Hopefully not, because he's probably getting ready to go to church. But anyways, that's what we're gonna do. Alright, we got a tire on it, topped off the brake fluid, put some water in here, some Freezer 1000. Anyways, she's just purring like a kitten. Listen to that thing. Once when it got a little bit of heat in it, it sounds so good. So, I guess the next big question is, I'm pretty sure I know why I parked it. I noticed this before, but check out that radiator damage. Right in this area, there's a whole bunch of soldering, same with up here and down low, but it does leak pretty bad, so we'll see. I'll take some water with us but for a test drive, but let's see if we got any brake pedal. That's the scary part. I haven't touched it yet. Oh yeah, we're good. Now do they work? I don't know. Okay. Let's see if we got a clutch. Oh, it went into gear. All right, maybe he just parked it because of the radiator. I don't know, maybe I'll go take off and the rear end will be junk. All right, let's see if it moves. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're gonna be good. We are gonna be good. Okay, well I'm gonna put all my tools away. We're gonna take this baby for a drive. Well, it's moving. Now, for how long? Should be a while, but it definitely has a pretty good antifreeze leak at the bottom of the radiator, which makes sense because of how badly shaped it is. And I'm not completely convinced that he didn't overheat it and that's why he parked it. But make sure that's not a cop. But it's moving. We made it to second gear. Let's see if it's got third. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, this is awesome. This is fun stuff. I like doing stuff like this. This thing's been sitting for 22 years and we're driving it down the road. I don't see any of the gauges working, but we're moving under its own power. I'd stop for a second and show you guys this beautiful sunrise. And this sexy beast. Sell the old Ford. Listen to it. Listen to how good this thing is running. She's just purring. Still got that antifreeze leak, which of course it ain't gonna fix itself. But this thing really is doing good. It has brakes. There's no power steering, so of course that doesn't work. But it has all the gears. It seems to drive down the road fairly decent. I'm a little nervous to take it very far because I only have a tiny bit of gas, but listen to it. Just sitting there purring. Looking good out here in the wild. But let's keep driving and see what happens. But check this out. Look at this. We got brakes, like not just little brakes, like there's a good pedal there. So we're gonna take this thing back around to the house, see if we can make it all the way without having to call the cops to come and get us, which would be great. And yeah, the gauges don't seem to be, gas gauge is empty, but I don't know if there's even any gas in it. But the temp gauge hasn't been coming up at all. I burped the cooling system quite a bit, and it still isn't moving, but I'm sure the engine's warm enough, so we'll just give her a good hope and pray. But the alternator is working. I tested that at the house before we left, and the alternator is working. So we're going to give this thing a little cruise back to the house and finish talking about it there. Well, we made it back to the shop. She's still pissing out water like crazy, expectable. But this thing runs awesome. Like, it really runs great. And honestly, I don't really know what to do with it. I tried to get it from my neighbor for quite a while now, and I got it. But now I'm not exactly sure what to do with it. I have a few ideas. One of them is everybody seemed to love my Crown Vic Swap 65 F100. And I'm very tempted to do the same thing with this. Mostly, and build it the same exact way. Mostly because of how rusty this thing is. It has rot there and there. The floor pans are gone. This side is even worse. Way worse. The bed is not the original bed to the truck, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. And it's not really rotted out, but it's definitely not straight. So I'm just kind of up in the air on what to do with it. I actually thought it would be cool to put it back together as more, as just a sweet old classic truck. But don't know, I thought about doing a Super Duty swap, like buying a V10 early 2000s Super Duty and put this on there, this body on there, or do another Crown Vic swap. If I did the Crown Vic swap, I'm pretty sure one of you would end up with it. But yeah, anyways, I don't really know what to do with it. Another bummer is the more that I stare at this top, the more that I think it's so cool. It just sucks that it is so rotted. Like, it got hit pretty hard in the front. This window's busted out. The window in the up top has been gone for a long time, and just look at the rot. It is just like disgusting rot, which sucks because I remember when my grandpa had it. I remember when these pieces were made, and it definitely wasn't rotted like that. Like, that's all the way through. So that's a bummer, but that's just part of it. So anyways, if you guys have some ideas on what you guys think I should do with it, I'm leaning really hard right now towards putting it on a Crown Vic, and then giving you guys the chance to end up with it. So I would just build it for fun and possibly even do a paint job on it. Yeah, anyways, I'm all up in there with it. I'm gonna give it some thought and definitely keep posting some videos of it for sure. But it's super exciting, sitting 22 years, and I just drove it 4 miles? Yeah, probably 4 miles. And the old gal is just a good old truck. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.